So let's bring in a great friend of the show, Kevin Coop Cooper. He is founder of Cooper Marketing and Media. He is in Tahoe for us this evening. All right, Coop, what have you've got? That water looks so inviting, but I'm sure it feels a lot different than it looks.
Yeah, Mike, just 3 days ago, it was 48.9 degrees. It's warmed up quite a bit. It's 52 degrees right now, but that's a shocker. And you were just mentioning the rivers in and around the area, the tributaries coming in 48, 49, 50 degrees, and they are running swift right now. East Fork of the Carson's running just about 650 cubic feet per second. And the Truckee River's running anywhere from 400 to 1,500 cubic feet. So cold and fast moving water. Shocking. You need to be ready for it.
We're showing some video. Water activities are part of the deal out there in Lake Tahoe. Your view is beautiful. Is it common that visitors get themselves into trouble, especially early here in the season with the fast and very cold water?
Absolutely, Alex. And what happens is, I mean, even the hardiest of swimmers or, watermen or water ladies out there jump in. It's the shock that happens, that initial plunge into the water. And just the surface is what I was talking about, the temperature. You drop down 5 to 10 feet in here, you're dropping down into the low 40s very quickly. So it's that initial shock on the body. So unless you've been doing those cold water inversions, you're not ready for it. You take a big gasp of air, you go underwater, and you breathe the water in. That's the challenge. And with those swift running rivers out there, it might look like a cool pool or an eddy, but just underneath it, there's a powerful current. You can rip your feet out and take you down the river.
Let's talk reality here, Coop. So, paddleboarding is super popular, right? But let's be honest, you're standing on a board, you can be a little unsteady. You fall in that water. What's your tips for somebody that's going to paddleboard out there on the lake?
That's a great question, Mike. And the number one thing is have your safety gear out here. And here in Lake Tahoe, we have what's called the Lake Tahoe Water Trail. And what you can do is file a float plan. You file the float plan online, you send it to your best friend, your mom, your dad. It alerts the Coast Guard, also the sheriff as well. They let you know where you're going to port in and then where you're going to pull out at, so they know when you're in the water. But safety gear, guys. Have your life jacket, a U.S. Coast Guard approved PFD. It helps ride you up. There's even new life jackets out there that are a little bit smaller that are CO2 inflatable. Those are good as well. Have your leash on. Be ready to go. If you're not used to cold water, wear a wetsuit. A 3.2 to a 4.3 is great for Lake Tahoe at this time of the season. And then as we get a little bit warmer, lake temperatures will warm up into the 60s. That's a bathtub in Lake Tahoe. You still need to have all that gear out there. And we have law enforcement and U.S. Coast Guard on the lake as well, and they will cite you if you don't have your safety gear. Also, a sound device as well, so you can be seen and you can be heard by oncoming boats.
You mentioned the officials out there keeping track. I got to imagine things get really busy. We're one weekend now past Memorial Day. Do people just flock to town every weekend now at this point?
Absolutely, Alex. Last weekend, we saw a lot of boats on. Now, we're a little bit behind the curve from last year. We're a little bit slow. This is really the Memorial Day weekend. As we get to the 4th of July, the mooring field that I run out here is 110 boats out here. Right now, we've probably got about 40. We're going to see the rest start to move into the next few weeks. And as it warms up, recreational boaters, jet skiers, kayakers, and paddleboards will flock to Lake Tahoe as it warms up down in the valley around Sacramento. Once it gets into the 90s, up into the 100-degree temperatures, they really do start to come over. That's the west slope behind me. They start to pull over the west slope, and they come right into Lake Tahoe.
Coop, is there ever a good time to, even July, August, is there ever a good time to swim in Tahoe?
Mike, that's a good question. So for myself, I'm already starting to paddle right now. But again, I've been doing it for years out here on the lake. But really, when the water starts to get above 59 degrees, that's the good time. And really, when you get inside, just on the other side over here, I'll put a swim line out here for about 1,000 feet across, and it's only about 12 foot deep. So remember, deep is cold, shallow's a little bit warmer. A lot of kids come out here. Families bring the lily pads. They put the water wings on the kids, the little kayaks. They have a great time. And I'll tell you, if you haven't been here to Lake Tahoe to swim in one of these alpine lakes, it's absolutely amazing.